Welcome to the Coast to Coast Catch Up. We're just two childhood friends who grew up together, chased sports dreams, and now live on opposite sides of the country. This podcast is our way of catching up, unpacking real life, and sharing the ride with you. From deep conversations to lessons we're still learning, laughs to life pivots. This is the catch up everyone needs. Let's get into it. Today is a special episode. We have our first guest, Mack Klafter.
Hello.
Welcome, Mack Klafter. Mack is a good friend of both of ours. He is the mystery man we talked about last podcast. Super excited. This is our 10th podcast. It's been quite a ride with Abe, just kind of learning how to bounce around and do this while we've been across the country. And so now we're together for the first time, and we'll see how this goes. We'll iron out the kinks of this, but it should be a fun one. Abe, you want to give us a recap of kind of what we've done this past weekend since we've been together?
Yeah. First of all, so cool to be here with all you guys in person. Awesome. But this weekend's pretty special. I came up to Coeur d'Alene, Idaho, in the northern panhandle part of Idaho. Ken and Mac and their wives decided to come along and meet me out here. Thursday, everyone arrived. They picked me up at the airport. We drove over. Friday, we spent some time at my family cabin on the lake Coeur d'Alene. Just did all the lake activities you could possibly think of. Threw them off tubes, whatever. We did some wakeboarding. And then yesterday, Saturday, we went to Coeur d'Alene. We played a lot of pickleball, the downtown area. Got some ice cream, got some burgers from a very classic spot in Coeur d'Alene, and just did some more cliff jumping, and just had a blast. I spent the day at the river as well. So really just been soaking up the sun. It's been unusually hot this time of year, and we've been taking it all in. So it's been a great weekend. I really enjoyed it. I think these guys really enjoyed it. So capping it all off with the podcast right now. So
yeah, excited to do it.
Absolutely. I think we've got a cow here to start this thing off.
Yeah. So the whole point of this podcast, Mac, was we wanted to be able to reflect and look back upon where we are right now in our lives and in our friends' lives, and we're excited to start it off with you. Have you be our first friend we're having on, and it makes it a little easier since we're living together now. But I think it'll be a cool way to kind of look back at our friend group and look at where we were in our lives. And so for this first podcast together, I'm hoping we can have many more. But for this first one, we kind of want you to introduce yourself to your older self. We want you to be able to look back when you're 35, 45, 50, I don't know, 150, and just kind of reflect on where you are at this timestamp right now at 25. So I think we're going to open it up with a bit of quick fire questions. Don't think too hard about these. Just whatever comes to your mind that you think is going to be right. Just let it fly, and we can go back and revisit if they're a little too outlandish. But with no further ado, here's a few questions for you. Just kind of try to answer them quick as possible. Where are you going to live? Also, sorry. Let's go back.
When?
Yes, okay. When you're 35 years old, where am I gonna be? You're gonna, let's say, assume you're 35 for all of these. Okay, yeah. So where are you gonna live? Arizona. How old will you be when you first have a kid?
29.
How many kids will you have?
2.
How many pets will you have?
2.
What will your job be in 10 years?
I'll be in manufacturing, engineering, some sort of capacity of that, yeah.
Yep. What age will you be when you buy your first house?
Well, if I'm having kids at 29, let's say 30.
30?
Sure.
Okay, a little after.
Yep.
I like it. What car will you be driving?
2008 Toyota Highlander, baby.
Same one as now. I like it. Like it. Driving it till the wheels fall off.
Yep.
All right. Well, that kind of summarizes the quick fire questions. Anything you want to go back and kind of explain or talk about? Seems like you all have it all planned out now.
Oh, I don't have it all planned out. Arizona. I don't know why that was the first one that came to mind. There's lots of different places I could end up in a few years.
You want to list a few?
I don't know. Yeah. Wisconsin, could always go back there and be with the wife's family. Arizona, my wife and I both like. We still have a little bit of family there. For those of you who don't know, I'm from Arizona, but my family lives in Texas now, so it makes it kind of hard. I don't want to move to Texas because it's not my favorite down there. But we could maybe convince them to move back to Arizona if we move back there, my wife and I. So, other than that, the other ones I think I answered. I guess I've thought about those. They came to mind pretty quick.
And so you said 2 kids. If you have 2 girls or 2 guys or, a mix, are you going to try for a third? And if you get 2 boys, are you going to try for a third and hope you get a girl? Or are you just going to take what you're given?
Take what I'm given.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're committed to 2?
Yeah.
Is there a preference?
It's not committed to 2. Everything's flexible, right? Right now in my head, 2 sounds right. No, Abe, I don't have a preference at all, I don't think. I think there's fun parts of all of them.
It's exciting.
Yeah.
Go back to pets. You're a big animal guy. What kind of pets do you want? How many do you want?
Now we're getting into something. Dogs.
It's right here, so it's just...
Dogs. I think we're going to go with the Basset Hound.
Why?
That's the Klafter tradition. Yep, my dad had one growing up. I had one growing up because of my dad. And I want to get one too because they are fun dogs. And then probably like an active dog as well. Not one that just sits around. I don't know. My favorite thing about a dog is like being able to do stuff with them. Like going outside and taking them hiking and stuff.
For sure.
So, probably those 2 kind of dogs. I don't know. I think growing up with dogs was fun. So if I'm gonna have,
and you always had 2 dogs growing up. Too,
always had 2 dogs growing up. Yeah.
That's awesome.
3 at one point. Yeah. Transition area.
Right.
R.I.P. TJ.
All right, Mac. We kind of Ken and I did a little intro to you last pod, but it was more of kind of a fun intro. Can you kind of give the audience what you've been up to recently, and kind of who you are and what you've been up to?
Yeah, who I am and what I've been up to. How far do we want to go into this?
Let's try to keep it mostly in the present. You can give a brief backstory, kind of how you ended up here, but let's keep it mostly like what are you doing right now?
Okay.
I think in future podcasts we can give a little more of a reflection, but
yeah,
I want this one to be more of a timestamp of, you can look back and know who you were at 25.
Boom. 25 has been pretty big. When did I? Got married at 24. Sorry, a little bit off topic there. We're going all over the place. Graduated college, got a job offer out in the Seattle area that I was super stoked about. So my wife and I, fiance at the time, packed up our stuff and we moved out to Redmond, Washington, is where we moved to. Started a job as a manufacturing engineer. I've really been loving that. It's a small company and I've been working with great people. It's fun. I mean, work is work, but the people that you're with is what makes it enjoyable, and I'm enjoying it. Mountain biking a lot, hanging out with Cannon a lot. We live together. I don't know if you guys know that. What else? What else am I enjoying right now? Hiking, being outdoors, Pokemon cards. Been into Pokemon cards recently.
Maybe drop something you just sold at the price, and we can reflect on that at a later time and see if you should have held on to that one or not.
Most recently sold a football card. It's a rookie J.J. McCarthy card. Just sold it for $22. So we'll see if in 10 years that's worth a lot more, and I should have held on to it. Yeah, reselling, still reselling. I did it throughout college. I don't know how much longer I'll do that for, but I enjoy it. It's fun. Mostly clothes. Yeah. What else is going on in life? You have anything that comes to your head
Sure.
about my life?
Sure. Like, what are you pondering, right now in your life? Like you said, you're thinking about where you're moving
Yeah.
in the future. Maybe look ahead a little bit and think where your life might lead, or what you're thinking about currently, like steps you're taking.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah. We think we're pretty set on being in Washington for a little bit longer. Michaela and I are hoping that my parents and my brother-in-law and sister move somewhere cooler, or can be convinced cooler, and then by the time that happens, then we can move from Washington to wherever they're going. So we're kind of not setting up shop here for a little bit, but we're getting comfortable, if that makes any sense.
It's home base before.
It's home base right now, yeah. It's home base for the next few years.
Yeah.
It's hard to think about leaving as well, because
It's pretty.
it's pretty. A lot of people don't like the climate. I love the climate. I think it's pretty moderate all year. Sure, it's gray some, but I guess it doesn't bother me too much. It's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. We both have really good jobs. I keep saying we. I talk as two people now because I am married. So I'm always talking about with the perspective of my wife. We both love our jobs. So it makes it tough to think about leaving. So I don't know. We'll see where we're at in a couple of years, but we don't have any plans to move anywhere from there.
I want to go back. I know that you said that you were in school in Wisconsin. You got a job offer in Seattle. What was that process like, getting a job where you were not living at, and for the company that you did?
Yeah, that's a great question. So I mean, job application process coming out of school is, I mean, it was pretty tiresome. It doesn't make you. It can beat you down really fast if you send out a lot of applications and you get not a lot of calls back. So when I ended up hearing back that I wanted to get a second, or it was an interview with this company that I'm with right now, Pacific Tool, I was stoked. To bring it back just a little bit further, sorry, going all over the place. Michaela and I were applying places that we either knew someone or thought was cool. That was basically the whole scope of where we were applying for jobs. And I have been to Seattle a few times, and really, really fell in love with it the couple times I was here. Granted, I came in the summer when it's all nice and pretty, but I still feel the same way about it now. So when I got the job offer with them, it was like, let's do it. And Michaela was totally on board for it. She'd been here once, and not here, we're in Coeur d'Alene now, but in Washington, she'd been there once, and she liked it too. So it was kind of like, it was quick. It really happened quick. I got the job offer a week or two after graduating college, and it was kind of just pack up all of our stuff from there and drive out here. So I'd never really looked into living in the area. I mean, I knew, like, prior to getting the job offer, I hadn't really looked into actually, like, living here and what that would entail and where I wanted to live. So we ended up getting a place in Redmond where I was working, and yeah.
Did you get that apartment without even looking at it?
Yeah.
That's wild. That's crazy to think about.
Yeah. Yeah, we didn't really tour. Yeah.
I mean, you'd have to. I mean, either that or stay somewhere for a week or two to find out where you want to stay, and then.
Right, and that's probably the better bet, is to get a hotel for a couple weeks and then tour some places and stuff. That's probably it. I mean, I'm actually having a hard time remembering if we did tour. I think we did. We went inside the building before we actually committed to the place. But
Yeah, that's good.
I don't know if we actually got to see any rooms, which is kind of actually crazy. Yeah.
Do you remember your thoughts and feelings at the time moving out here? Like, you said that it was a week after graduation. Were you worried about even finding a job at that point? Because I know, like, you get a degree and your parents expect you to have a job right away.
No, so it timed up perfectly. I had gotten, what was it? Oh, we were sitting at lunch before graduation, the day before graduation, and I was sitting there with my parents and my grandpa. He was out for graduation, and I got an email from Bobby, the owner of my company now, saying that they wanted to fly me out for a last interview. And it was kind of like, everything had came together.
Yeah.
I was graduating. I was getting flown out for a interview. I felt good about it. Yeah. It felt like I was not reaching the pinnacle, but it just all meshed together.
Yeah, everything worked out.
It worked out.
Yeah.
So I ended up flying out like a week after graduation, and then I don't know, a couple days after that, heard back, and it's great. The rest is history and
awesome.
The present.
Right.
Yeah.
So once you moved here, what were some of the first things you did? What, did you shop and get a bed? What did you hop around and do? What were your activities?
First thing we did when we got here, Costco membership. That's a huge one. It makes you an adult. Also Kirkland, a lot of Costco. Yeah, kind of funny. Yes, we needed a bed. We did not sleep on a bed the first couple nights in the apartment.
What did you sleep on?
We slept on a Big Joe. We had Michaela. She found a big bean bag on Facebook Marketplace. This apartment is 850 square feet. It's a tiny apartment. And, 2-bedroom. So I guess it's, tiny. The living area was tiny. And she got this big old, huge bean bag. And that was one of the first things we bought. So everything was moving around that. And we ended up sleeping on that. We had the TV set up on the TV box.
Yeah.
With all our stuff in the living room. And we were just, trying to get stuff into the rooms before, I actually, move into the rooms. But, yeah, the first couple nights slept on the Big Joe. That was fun. It was actually really fun. It's not like, it was just, it was cool to have our own place, have our own job, and just kind of be sleeping on a beanbag in your living room. It's, I don't know, kind of blissful in a weird way.
Yeah. I feel like time moves slower in those moments when you're having big change. You're flying across the country. You're like, oh wow, I'm now living with only Michaela. I know you had roommates back then.
Yep.
Like a lot of change is happening quickly, and you're just you kind of, those are the moments you almost just want to savor in, just because it feels you're creating routines. You're starting to fall into like, how do I want to live in this new place? How do I want to live with just Michaela, Right. How was that sleep in the beanbag?
How was it?
Yeah.
It was fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Can't complain.
Good.
I don't remember anything bad about it. No, it was good.
That's also your first place. I would say your first place, before
My first place, yeah.
you had your family house, you had college and a bunch of roommates, and then you still technically had a roommate with your fiance at the time, but it's yours, right? When you kind of look around the apartment, it's completely empty. And it's do whatever we want. It's kind of a cool feeling.
Yeah, blank slate.
Blank slate.
Yeah, moving to a new place, starting a new job.
Did you pack everything up in the Highlander?
In the Highlander and the Kia Soul, and we drove out, and that's all that we brought with us. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
So, from from the big beanbag, I noticed you don't have it anymore in the place. What were the steps from that? How did you continue to build the apartment, and how long until it was actually up to let's say Michaela's standard of cute and all that? Is that still a work in progress?
Oh, it's always a work in progress. It's a moving target. No, so we ended up getting a bed that Michaela complains about now. But I really like it, so I don't know where that puts us in the future here, but I really like it. So we got a bed, you know, the furniture from IKEA in the bedroom. So we started migrating all of our, you know, clothes and stuff from the living room into the bedroom. Started getting all situated there. And then we found a couch, because we're like, this beanbag's not going to be enough to seat all of us. Found a free couch on Facebook Marketplace, a little 3-seater sectional. Brought it into the apartment, and we're like, holy crap, we have more seating than we have apartment between the beanbag and the chair. We're like, we're going to want to sit and eat somewhere, so it's time to go for the beanbag. Ended up selling it for a profit.
Nice.
Go Michaela.
Seems to be the Klafter special. Just
Yeah.
flipping, and
Buy
you
things
guys
with
are
value.
pretty good at that.
Buy things with value.
For sure.
Yeah, that hold value, I should say. Yeah.
I never knew beanbags were one to hold value.
What are they called? Joe?
Big Joe.
Big Joe, yeah.
No free shout outs.
No free shout outs.
Is it somewhat similar to the love sack, like a giant love sack?
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just a huge
Yeah.
beanbag.
It's fun.
How long were you in there before they came in?
We moved in there in, I want to say, beginning of July.
It's a good
End
time
of
to move to
June.
Seattle.
What's that?
It's a good time to move to
Yeah,
Seattle.
it is. Yes, it's gorgeous. And then they moved in February some point,
Yeah.
I believe.
Or late January.
Late January, yeah, early February. We were there for a few months, like 5 months, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think we can talk about that. Let's go back to, you know, you said you were a fiance when you first moved over. Let's go through the process of getting married. Maybe even reflect about, you know, your proposal. I know it was at the end of college, so let's go back. Maybe talk about the proposal, then talk about the wedding planning, and then the wedding and how all that went.
Yeah. So we were getting towards the end of college, and it was like, if I want this girl to know that I'm serious about her and that I want her to move across the country with me, I need to make that apparent. And so I ended up, we were taking senior grad photos, you know, and ended up popping the question there. We already had a photographer.
2 birds, 1 stone.
2 birds, 1 stone. She said yes after saying that I was joking. No, you're joking. But she ended up saying yes, so that was good. Shortly after, we moved out here, and then we're like, you know what? Let's just elope, in a sense. We'd had a very small little wedding. We wanted to get married sooner than later. We didn't want to have a super long engagement. So in October, a few months after living in Washington, we decided to get married in Clay Ellen, Washington. We got this big Airbnb. It's like 5 or 6 beds, whatever. But it had a swimming pool house. It had a game room. It had a bunch of stuff there. So what we did was invited our immediate family out and spent the whole weekend there and got married right on site there. Michaela's friend, Savannah, who lived out here before us, part of the reason that we moved out here, she was the one that officiated us. It was pretty special just to have a weekend with all of our family and being able to hang out and show them kind of our new state. It was really awesome. You said something about planning. I didn't have much to do with the planning. That was all Michaela, and she did great. It was a really nice weekend. Yeah.
Good.
That was fun.
That's, yeah. I've heard a lot about it since moving up here, and it does sound like it was a good time.
Yeah.
And, yeah, you guys moved quickly with that. You said Michaela didn't believe you when you went on the knee at first. Did she have any reason for thinking that, or was that just
Nope.
I
just think she thinks I'm a jokester.
Okay.
I mean, maybe a few weeks prior, I'd maybe like bent over to tie my shoelace or something. And she thought something was happening. So I might have been leading her in one direction. But yeah, I got her. It was real.
Good.
No,
Good. That's fun.
No, she's strapped.
Okay,
Right.
and so now let's go back to Abe's question. You're now married.
Yep.
You've been in a house together for about 6 months, and you at the time I was over in Europe playing, and you said something about we have a 2-bedroom apartment. Come stay with us for a couple months or something before you go back to Europe. And Alyssa and I thought on that and thought it was fun. Was that something that you decided you want to do, or was that something that you and Michaela decided this is a good idea?
I don't make decisions.
Okay.
We make decisions.
Okay.
Was I a big proponent of that decision? Yes. Did I get the okay from the wifey? Yes. She thought yes.
Yeah.
We were in agreement that was going to be a
Okay.
good
Good.
thing. Yes.
Yeah, and obviously I did not go back to play football in Europe, and I am still up here bumming it in your guys' place with with Alyssa and I. How has that been? Changing from living with people to moving out here, feeling like it's just you two. You have a fiance. She turns into your wife. You guys kind of have a wedding and have everyone up here, and now it's kind of. It's trending towards it's just you guys for the foreseeable future, and me and Alyssa kind of rain on your parade in that sense and come in and give a big change to you guys.
Yeah.
How has that been as a?
Yeah. So I'm just gonna speak on my preferences versus Michaela's.
Sure.
Smart.
I as a person, like hanging out with Michaela, like. My needs are satisfied even if we're all hanging out as a group. I like spending one-on-one time with her, but I get the same, kind of feeling if we're all together. Whereas Michaela, she likes some intentional one-on-one time. So, with you guys moving up here, I've just had to be more intentional about giving her things that we're doing, just us, and spending time together. And I enjoy that as well. I think I've come around to it. But, no, it's been fun. I think living with roommates until it's not acceptable is fun and efficient.
When would it not be acceptable? Is that after you're married for a few months, or is that once you have 3 kids, or
yeah.
Where's that line for you?
Yeah. I'd have to talk with the wife to give a real answer. But no, to me, it's probably kids. I don't think having roommates with kids would probably be the best.
Okay,
best
so I can
bet.
Stay with you until about 29.
That
Sounds good. No, yeah, it's been a blast coming up and living with you, and really thank you for having us, and tell Michaela thank you as well. I know it sounds funny right now. She's in the room, so she can hear this, but Matt keeps looking up at her, so that's what he's looking at right now. But yeah, it's been a really fun time. Alyssa and I have really enjoyed it, and yeah, it's been a blast. I have nothing else to say other than that, and it's a cool life that we're living right now. We've known each other for a long time, but we haven't actually lived together until now. So it's been cool just kind of learning how you guys operate, and I do feel bad time to time that we did kind of step in, and obviously we were invited and all that, but it's been cool, and really thankful that we're able to have this opportunity.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
Did you imagine life would be like this after college? And I feel like it's kind of rare for, I would say kind of maybe not all of our paths. I think maybe rare is not the right word, but we grew up in Arizona. That's where we all became friends. We all went to school in the Midwest within an hour and a half of each other, and if you guys went to the same school, that's pretty cool. Football obviously helped with that as well, but you guys are living in Seattle together. I don't think that was ever on the bingo card, and I think that's kind of the whole point of life is nothing's really should be on the bingo card. But did you imagine this would happen after college? And did you imagine life after college would be like this, or what ways are you finding things would be true and things that wouldn't be true about that, and what you thought?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if I ever really had a vision of what life after college was going to really look like.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, if you would have told me, you know, like a year before we graduated, that Cannon, Alyssa, Michaela, and I were all going to be living in an apartment in Kirkland, Washington, I would have been like sick, but like no way.
Yeah.
Like that doesn't really make sense. Like how do we get there?
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're there. No, I mean, I don't even, before moving to Wisconsin, like, would I have ever thought I was going to be in Wisconsin? No. Like, yeah, it was, I don't know, some big decisions seem to happen so quick. And you get into those situations and you're like, this is weird and really cool all at the same time. Yeah. I mean, I know when I moved up to Wisconsin at first, it was kind of a weird thing for you.
Yeah,
it was like
definitely.
2 separate worlds.
Definitely. Yeah, we had, you know, I've been up there for 2-3 years by the time Mac finally made his way up there. But, you know, I started developing my own friends and kind of, you know, I had my Arizona friends and I had my Wisconsin friends. And now one of my best Arizona friends was moving up, and now all my Wisconsin friends were friends with him. And it was weird. I mean, it was awesome. I enjoyed every bit of it. But the first couple of times it was like, how are you two talking right now? Like, I know you make that revelation with, you know, Alyssa talking to Michaela's friends that are out there, Sav and Sky, and just like, how weird is it that, you know, these two people who are on opposite sides of the country are now have never met each other, but super close, and now we're all in Washington talking to each other, and it is weird how life just kind of, it seems like we just keep accumulating friends and bringing them along with us to the weird places we travel.
Yeah, it's just little branches and they keep going off and on.
Right.
It's so weird and beautiful.
It
at
is.
the same time.
It'll be interesting, you know, when we are 35, let's say, and we do have kids, and now all of a sudden we're having the kids bring people into our circles as well. You know, like now we're talking to their parents, and it'll be cool to see where life takes us. And I think, you know, there's a lot of special times in life, and I think this is a cool way of taking a time stamp where we are and just being able to reflect where we were before, you know, the future changes us. So, yeah, super cool. Hey, do you got anything?
Yeah, I want to talk about it a little bit because I know we talked about it in the previous pod, but actually, I don't know. So, are you from Arizona? Like, are you born and raised from Arizona, or?
I'm raised in Arizona, yes. I'm born in North Carolina. Charlotte is where I was born.
Like, I know your parents pretty well, and seeing when you went to Wisconsin, seeing them kind of bounce around and their little life that they had was really cool. But was it as easy as, oh, Cannon's in Wisconsin, let me go to Wisconsin and play football with him, or was there more fear going to Wisconsin, or was it just like, oh, this is a super easy decision?
Oh, there was not any lick of fear.
Yeah.
It was, what happened is I got done with community college. I went to community college in Arizona, Scottsdale Community College.
Artichokes.
Go Artichokes. Go Chokes. Played football there for a year. The football program got discontinued, so I was just a normal student that second year. And I was like, you know what? School's not really that fun without football. Luckily, I had a friend that I knew that was still playing football. And I reached out to him, and I was like, hey, would you mind asking the coaches if they would mind having me? And gave him my phone. Coaches reached back out to me. They're like, yeah, come on out. And looked into some of the programs to make sure that I was, you know, there was something I was going to be able to make do with. And it was actually kind of exactly what I was looking for.
Yeah.
Did engineering. Started out as mechanical, went into manufacturing. But, so I found engineering, and I was like, Cannon's up there, football, place I've never been. Cannon seems to like it. Let's do it. I'd never been to the Midwest before moving to Wisconsin.
Same.
Yeah. So it was fun. Yeah. I'm not particular about how I want things. I think that there's
seemed like a good time. Like, I'm gonna go follow that.
Yeah, I think there's good in every experience,
Yeah,
even if it's not like your.
For sure.
plan A.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was great. It was a lot of fun. I'm very glad I did it, and I got to meet my wife because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
I,
cool.
and
All
I
worked out.
imagine like going up there, right? Like you really didn't see anything else in Phoenix, and then also like you go up. Well, I mean you've traveled, but like living wise, it's different to live than travel. But like going and living in Wisconsin for some time was like, this makes it a hell of a lot easier to go to Seattle rather than just either staying in Wisconsin or even like going back to Arizona. Once you go somewhere and you've done it and you've gone through the motions, it's different, right? But you can go somewhere else now and do something else that fancies your eye.
Yeah, you've already worked through that process of getting normalized to a new area, or not setting up shop, but like experiencing the whole seasons and living there and getting in the flow of a place, if that makes sense. Yeah, once you've done it once, it's, even though it might be a different flow, it's still the same process, right?
Yeah, and I think like same thing. Like you have different challenges going from Arizona to Wisconsin. Like first thing first, like the weather's just completely different, wintertime, stuff like that. What kind of challenges maybe that you didn't experience in Arizona or in moving to Wisconsin that you had moving to Seattle?
It's a good question. Cost of living.
That's a big challenge.
Cost of living. It's expensive.
Yeah.
And before Ken and Alyssa moved up, like we didn't have roommates, so it was just Michaela and I trying to find a place. So it's like all that burden is just right there, rather than in college. You have roommates and you're all splitting it and whatnot. Other than that, I've felt like totally prepared for Washington, for whatever reason. I don't know if it's because I've been through the hots of Arizona and the colds of Wisconsin, but moving to Washington was pretty seamless. It was pretty seamless.
I would have been able to say that like about us before, like we could live anywhere, but especially after living in Arizona and then living in like the Midwest, it's like, all right, I feel like there's really no place I can't live anymore.
Right, you've seen it all. I mean, that encapsulates a lot of weather.
Yeah, weather-wise, for sure.
You can't throw anything at me I haven't seen weather-wise, I feel like now.
And culture-wise. I mean,
Right.
it's going from Mesa. I mean, it's not like a booming metropolis, but like, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, growing. Mesa's 500,000 people.
Yeah, right. And then moving up to Wisconsin, Menominee, Wisconsin, population 17,000. Definitely a change of pace in terms of culture, like how stuff moves. It seemed like it moved slower there. Life moved slower there, and I think that was something I started to appreciate. Like people are kind of enjoying or being more intentional about their little time. I don't know exactly how to phrase that, but just a slow. It's the Midwest. Like everybody was so nice. You'd go into the convenience stores and people would try to have conversations with you and ask how you're doing, this and that, and it wasn't much of that in Arizona. It was kind of like get moving, but I enjoyed it.
I think just a different pace, right? I think you know that. Like I think everyone craves a little bit of different when they've been in something for so long, and I think that was really showed when all of our friends came up to watch like one of the last football games, and
That was a good time.
a lot of these guys kind of grew up in Arizona or kind of a big metro area, and they came to Menominee, and they're like, "This place is awesome!" Like, just like they fell in love with it right away.
Yeah.
Talking about like, hey, like cheap housing and like, hey, we should buy a house here. And I was like, hold on, we're here for 24 hours. You might want to, look at it a little bit longer, but obviously like the entertainment scene's a little bit different too. But yeah, I think that's all just from being a completely different environment than what we were at before, and I think it's been very helpful for me to see just different environments across the country.
Absolutely.
I also think there's a bit of reinventing yourself when you move place to place. I definitely felt it moving from high school, I felt like I kind of was the person I wanted to be, and then moving to Wisconsin, and having to, kind of earn the coach's trust, make friends, really just redefine who I am and who I want to be, right? I think that takes a special type of, like dedication towards, being the person that you are, like internally and externally. Did you feel, have any growing pains with that, or feel that you changed? Is the Arizona Mack different than the Wisconsin Mack, different from the Seattle Mack? How have you changed as you've evolved through the places you've lived?
I think the biggest thing is I've just grown up. I've matured since Arizona. I was, high school. I mean, obviously you expect to mature post high school age, but I think I matured a lot. I think I was fairly immature in high school, getting into some trouble and not making the best decisions all the time. And it's kind of funny to think that going to college, I matured in college. You typically think of college as party fest, and I mean we had our fun, but I feel like I was making good decisions, if that makes any sense. I just growing up. That's really all it is. Yeah, I mean, same thing coming out, like trying to earn the coach's trust and make a name for yourself in that way, right? Because they don't know who you were as a player in your past life, and that doesn't really matter to them. They just want a good product then. Same thing with moving to a job. It's like, what kind of teammate do I want to be to my team, right? Like, and there's so many ways you can go about it, and just being a good teammate. That's how I feel like I want to be right now, is being a good teammate in a lot of facets of life. I want to be a good husband. I want to be a good team member of my work, and I just want to make people happy. I'm not like a people pleaser. That's not what I'm getting at. I mean, I want to be a positive influence or a positive light in people's lives. That's it.
That's cool. How do you show that, or what are some things that you're working on to make that more shown, or?
At work, like just giving people compliments on stuff that they're doing. I know that when I've been at work and I've worked hard on something, and one of our other my coworkers will say, "Hey, you did a good job on that." It makes the next week of my life much better. So it's like, if I can give that same feeling back to anybody else, it's like that makes it worth it as an employee, in your boss's eyes.
Yeah.
If you're making someone else, if you're making other people feel good, I feel like that's a big proponent of, doing good work.
I think it's indirect skills. Like you have your direct skills, where it's all right, how good is your actual work and the productivity of your work and all that kind of stuff, tangible. And then you have hey, you indirectly make everyone feel better. Or you indirectly keep things a lot more organized for other people. You're always kind of there's things that you can kind of write down on paper and say, hey, these things are the things that he's doing. Here's the facts, and then there's hey, he just makes, and it's more of a feel thing, but hey, he just makes the room brighter, or he, when he speaks, everyone listens. Stuff that you can't quite write down on paper, but oh, he does this very clearly. So I think that's kind of a big deal with hiring, and even assembling a team to. You probably felt that in football. Someone might have the skills or the weight, the speed, the height, all that kind of stuff, but it's all their intangible skills that are hey, he does this right, and I can't prove it other than just telling you I've seen it.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of a big deal.
Yeah, and I think that the technical skills, they can be learned pretty easily. Not pretty easily, but it's a lot. I feel like being a positive, the intangibles, or how you contribute to the soft skills. The soft skills. How you contribute soft skills is a huge part, because no one wants to go to work if you're sitting next to a dude that makes you feel like doo-doo.
Yeah.
I just want to be positive, and back to being a teammate and a husband. It's like I want to create a positive environment for my wife because I'm the only husband she has. You know, I want her to have a. I'm the only husband she has, and I want to make a happy life for her.
Yeah.
And for us, and I want it to be like a safe space and just comfortable. I want her to be happy. I want to be happy. I want us to be happy.
Sure.
I'm gonna go back to it, but you said that you have like kind of intentional time with her. What does that look like now that you have roommates?
Yeah. So it didn't. I mean, before we didn't really think about it much, right?
Yeah.
Because we were just by each other all the time. We've been doing one night a week. We've been calling it literally intentional time. We went for a walk the other night and just walked around and talked for about an hour. That was the last one. This is more of this is in the beta stages of conception. Is that the word?
Sure. Yeah, that works.
The light process.
Yeah. No, so we're just trying to find something, once or twice a week to go do by ourselves.
You're also in the beta stage of marriage.
We are in the beta stage of marriage, so we are working through it all, and I think that's why I start to reflect a lot, is because it's like the groundwork that I'm laying right now is what is going to propel us into the future. So I think it would be good to develop good habits in terms of...
Is it the same day every week, or is it like a same activity each week? Or?
No. So, now that I'm reflecting on it a little bit, we've only done it one time. But we have...
Beta stage.
Huh? Beta stage. In my head, we've only done it one time. Just thinking about it, but we went one evening and just walked around. It wasn't a certain day or time, really.
Yeah.
But then, now that I'm thinking about it, actually, we did go do it a different morning as well. And it's great, because Michaela at the end of it goes, "This counts as intentional time," and I go, "Okay, good." Yeah, we like to go see movies as well.
Yeah.
That's not as great for, talking and catching up in that facet, but big Avengers fans.
Did you watch Thunderbolts? Is that what it was?
What is that noise?
I think it's something over there.
Washing machine or something.
I think it's the window.
Sorry.
Just close that window. It's the...
It's the blinds. That's funny.
Yeah.
Like, who's trying to get in? We did... You said Thunderbolts?
Yeah, you said Avengers. I can't think of any Avengers movies that came out recently.
Yeah, we saw Thunderbolts. That was good.
Yeah.
We see them... Dating back to college, we've gone and seen the release. Yeah. On the release day. That's kind of been our thing.
Big fan of that.
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun, because it's like, oh, this movie's coming out. Yeah. We're going on a date. Like,
it's packed, you know exactly when, like, that date's going to be, like, leading up to it. Like, it's like, we're going to this, it's like 2 weeks out, like, are you ready? Like, no, I get that.
Michaela's a lot bigger Avengers nerd than I am.
Yeah.
But I enjoy them. So, what was the most recent one that we watched? It was Fantastic Four.
Just get one.
Fantastic Four was phenomenal.
As a fan.
I told Cannon this. It was the first time I've gone to a movie in a while and left excited or not feeling satisfied. Like was happy about it. It was a good experience.
Probably like since a kid of like, oh, like you go to a movie theater, you leave and you're like pumped. Like,
yeah, I mean, yes, but like, I saw Top Gun Maverick in theaters. Did it. That was probably the last time it happened. But I'd seen some of the other Avengers movies and I was like, it's okay. Yeah. But Fantastic Four, go see it. No free promos.
Do you? I don't want to put you on the spot. But do you have intentional time with Alyssa, or is that not needed with your next stage of beta, or are you still in the beta stage?
It's a good question. I'd say we don't necessarily put intentional time down.
Yeah.
We just more, on the weekend we'll go off for a hike, or it kind of works out that you guys go do something and that leaves us together, and vice versa. Yeah, I'd say we find it, but we don't necessarily call this is intentional time. This is it's just kind of what happens, and maybe we can be more proactive with that and, go looking for it rather than just kind of find it. But
It sounds like you're subconsciously finding it, though. I mean, if you're like, like you go on the weekends and,
Yeah.
there's not really need to call it out. It seems that, the amount of time that you guys need that, since, you subconsciously been like, hey, I should spend some time.
definitely. You start to feel it, too.
Yeah.
Just being around her and kind of not knowing how your wife's head works and where she is and what she's thinking about. You just, and you should probably spend a little more time with her than other times. And yeah, it's been fun though. Alyssa and I haven't lived on just us yet, so I feel like we've kind of learned how to take a step back and live with each other and learn, love each other and give each other the time we need to both feel loved.
Yeah. Yeah, and if you don't need to call it intentional time, and you guys are both happy, that's what matters. You guys are just both trying to make each other happy. If it works, it works.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure. Huh? 50 minutes? Okay. Do you want to keep going? Or
Yeah,
sum it up?
we can go.
What do you think, man?
What else are we talking about?
Scroll down. What other questions?
No,
We can cut this
doing
out.
good.
Are you guys good? Hungry? Yeah, you can talk. We're cutting this out. We're at a break.
So hungry.
Okay. We can wrap
What's
it up.
something about Seattle that surprised you now that you've been there for a
I
while?
want to ask that, and then we're good to go. Hold on, I gotta ask you.
Yeah.
You good with that? One more question, we good?
Yeah. I don't
Yeah,
have
we
an
can
answer.
sum it
That's
up.
good.
Okay. What's something so you've been living in Seattle for a while. What's something that's surprised you the most about living there?
Oh, people's sensitivity to heat. Oh my gosh. It is hilarious. Cannon and I, for probably 2 or 3 months, were doing mountain biking every Monday.
Yeah.
And it was hilarious. If it was over 75 degrees, no one would be mountain biking. I don't know why I thought that was so funny, but coming from Arizona, it's like, this is prime get outside and do something weather. That was a funny one. I think you think that people are getting out on their boats or something.
Yeah, right. There's just so many lakes and stuff, and it's, I feel like there's a small section of time that's bike time. Any colder, you're out snowboarding or doing something like that, and then there's bike time, and then any hotter, it's boat time. So, no shortage of things to do up in the Pacific Northwest, that's for sure.
It's so many hobbies.
What has been some of your favorite things up in the, living in a new spot? What have you enjoyed the most about it?
Mountain biking. I've definitely enjoyed mountain biking the most. I mountain biked as a kid with my dad, but moving out here, it was like, I know this is kind of like a hot spot for mountain biking, and I was like, I need to get back into it. I didn't do it in college at all. So I actually bought a bike before we had an apartment, which is pretty funny. So started going out there. It's nice being outside. When I was a kid, I liked, doing jumps and stuff on my bike, and I rode a scooter, and I liked doing tricks and stuff on that. So it was kind of like get outside in nature and be able to do some sick tricks and stuff, Yeah. That's been probably my favorite thing so far is mountain biking. Just anything outside. I've loved any of it. Pickleball has been so much fun. We have not talked about pickleball at all.
That's true.
No.
And I am a big proponent of pickleball.
Hold on, I've got to document this. It's important to note that Ken and Alyssa did beat Mack and Michaela in Coeur d'Alene at pickleball.
It was my fault.
This weekend.
It was my fault. I let us down. I was the weak link in the team.
This is an active catch-up of the Grinder pickleball matchup.
Really, really bad performance on my part. I need to be better. I need to lock in. My partner deserves better than that, and it was just a piss poor effort. We'll be better next time.
I love that your kids are going to be able to hear this someday and just, know that you guys operate this way still. Still at the age 25. Yeah, like I said in earlier podcasts, it's not necessarily Alyssa and I beating Mack and Michaela very often. It's usually one of them not performing very well, and Mack was the one that won Alyssa and I that game. So very thankful for Mack. He's a good friend and very kind soul, giving me a little booster yesterday. So Doesn't happen very often, but it has happened more times than I thought it would. Reflecting on the goals podcast we had, I think I said I'd be happy to beat them once or twice by the end of the year. And
You said that, that's funny.
that's why I said when we went out playing the other day, that's why I said I'll be happy for the end of the year, because that was one of the goals. So here we are. I think I'm probably about 5 or 6 wins on Mack somehow. But yeah, it's been a blast to not only have this podcast, but this weekend has been super fun. Really enjoyed, Saturday where we spent all day on the boat, or Friday we spent all day on the boat. Took the day off work, and Mike towed us around on the tubes, the wakeboard. Just had a true lake day. Been a while since I've had one, and definitely needed it. And the body feels a little sore in places that it doesn't normally feel sore. But thank you, Abe, for having us up and flying out here to meet us. It was super fun.
Yeah, it's been awesome. I know that you've heard a lot about this place and never been here. And it's always been growing up like, hey, how do we get Canada up here? And the fact that it happened like this, where we don't live anywhere near each other anymore, and now we finally meet here. It's been awesome. So, of course, I don't want to say mi casa su casa, because this isn't technically mi casa, but anytime. There's some good snowboarding up here as well. So I'm sure we'll be back at some point.
Yeah, I'd love to make this an annual or biannual occasion. I think it'd be a blast to come up and do it again. I really enjoyed the time, and just cool opportunity we have to kind of just reflect on it and cement this in eternity.
Yeah.
Reflect on it whenever we want.
Yeah. Very fun weekend. I wanted to put that out there. I really, really had a good time. Being on the boat. I haven't been on the boat since probably the last time that you've been on a boat.
Same.
Back in Indiana.
Yeah.
Huh? Nice. Yeah. Super fun. So much fun. The tube, so much fun. I mean, even just something as simple as diving off the dock. We probably did that for 2 hours yesterday, and I think that is peak male entertainment right there. How many different ways can we throw ourselves off this dock?
We've been alive for 25 years, and we did jumps that we've never even thought of.
Yeah. I mean, we're getting smarter. That's for sure.
I don't know. I cut up my bottom of my lip trying to throw a gainer at a decent pace, and kneed myself in the face and was a fraction of an inch from putting my tooth through my lip. So still learning, getting better, always improving. Next time I might get 3/4 of the way around and dodge the knee on the way down. So yeah, I had nothing else to add. It was super fun. Thanks everyone for listening. This was a fun first podcast with the third person. I'm sure we'll listen to this and reflect on it and see how we can improve. And it's also cool that we're learning on the fly here, Abe and I, as we continue to podcast and learn how to do this. And now introducing a third body, it was fun to kind of brainstorm and learn about how this all goes down. So thanks for sticking with us and listening to the whole thing through. See you guys next time. Good.